Fucking mosquito. I don't know if I got him. Is that him? Good lord, there's mosquito mask. Oh, you're mine. Come. Ugh. Yes! I got him! Okay, right on, we can continue. Okay. Alright, anyways, the PlayStation, good titles releasing for it. So anyways, you've got my money. If I'm going to spend $250 on one of these handheld games, am I going to buy into the 3D fad? Of course not. I want to go for the HD, or at least nearest thing to HD graphics that allows me to do familiar controls, you know, something I know, because I know the PlayStation controller now. You get used to it easily. It's a really easy controller to use. You get the feeling for it, and you're pretty much jumping in and playing hit games that you know and love. So for my money, the PlayStation Vita is going to get my buck, and I choose that over the 3DS for sure. That's just my opinion. I mean, if you're younger or whatever, you might want the Nintendo 3DS because it's more familiar, and you might think 3D is cool, or whatever the case is. That's just my opinion. It may be different from yours. Now, moving on. Not so much to say about Sony, but Nintendo was a main thing. Everybody was looking forward to Nintendo's press conference the most out of all three. Now, the thing with Nintendo was they had given, scuttlebutt about a new HD console for Nintendo. They basically said they're going to drop the whole motion controls, because let's be honest, everyone loved it when it first came out. For the first couple of years, everyone thought it was the next best thing. After a while, it kind of got boring and dull and repetitive, and you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore, because most gamers don't want to be standing up, moving their arms around, because usually when people play video games, they usually just want to sit on their couch, relax, maybe just, have a drink, just play their game for a couple hours, whatever the case is, and then move on. You don't want to be coming, let's say you like to play video games to relax after work. You just worked all day, you're tired. You don't want to get up and do backflips and like kickboxing and stuff, unless of course you want a fitness program, then that makes sense. But other than that, there's really no point to it. So when people heard that they were dropping that whole thing and bringing an HD console that was apparently better technology than the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, you had people's attention. So what people did, everyone tuned in, and they're just hinting. They introduced the whole press conference with the Zelda. It's 25th anniversary of Zelda. A bunch of new Zelda games that have been releasing, the 25th anniversary edition. I can't remember the new game that's coming out for the Wii in this fourth quarter of 2011. Sword something. I can't remember. Sorry, but for the first half of the conference, they pretty much talked about Zelda. Then, towards the mid-half, they started talking about the new console. They also were talking about 3DS, but not much has changed since the 3DS released. It's all the same, just new games that are coming out, like 3D versions of games that you know and love, like Super Smash Brothers and new Mario, things like that. The things that everyone loves about Nintendo is coming out for the 3DS in 3D version, like Star Fox, things like that, But the main thing was this new rumored HD console that everyone wanted to find out about. So they're just doing a bunch of teaser. They're teasing you this right, left, right, and center until finally the guy comes out with it. We are introducing the Nintendo Wii U. And you're just thinking, huh? The Wii U? So what pops into your head when you first hear that? Well, first I think it used the Nintendo Wii's name, so I know not much is changing. Why would... Normally when you make a new console, you make it sound revolutionary, you make it sound new. This just sounds like a DLC of a console. It really does. Like the Wii U, it sounds like an extent. It sounds like Wii Motion Plus. It's like that. And that's pretty much what it is. And I'm afraid everyone is a little let down, because let me explain. The Wii U, the main thing they were stressing here was to make the controller more revolutionary, more than the console itself. They want to make the controller completely different from everyone else. Well, they kind of did it, and they kind of didn't. Let me explain. Well, if you guys didn't see the press conference, the controller is about the size of an iPad. It's like about this wide, maybe this tall. It's like an iPad. It's like you're playing on an iPad with the Nintendo Classic controller layout. So you got like the D-pad up here, you got a few buttons over here, and I believe you have two triggers on the top corners. But that's the biggest thing with this, you know. People, they looked at that and they're like, so much for our HD console. Because when you see that, it's just, you're like, it's another gimmick. It's like another motion. And their whole thing was, you know, you don't have to look at the screen in front of you. You can, instead of looking at your HD screen up in front of you, your bigger HD screen, you can look down like this and play. It might as well be a handheld game because that's what you're doing. And they actually had a trailer where this kid was playing on this new console, and basically what the console is all about, motion. Like there was one you know, you could do things where you hold it up, it changes the camera angle, you shake it or whatever the heck. It's just like the Wii, the regular Wii with just a bigger screen, pretty much. Nothing new, but they made it a thing where you can easily just go, like the trailer that they did, the little commercial thing was, the kid was playing on the TV, and his dad wanted to watch the basketball game. So his dad said, okay, whatever, I want to watch the game. So the kid's just like, okay, Dad, you know. He gets up with his Wii U, walks over here, and he's still playing on a little screen. And you're just like, okay, that's kind of cool, but isn't that kind of an old thing? If that came out like 20 years ago, people would be thrilled because that would be just revolutionary. But no one in a household has one TV anymore, you know what I mean? So I don't see the really point. I don't know why they're stressing so much on these like random things that really don't add to the game, the enjoyment of the game. I mean, it's all the same thing. It's just a Wii plus something else. Wii U. When you make a new HD console, you want to call it something crazy. Like it would be the Nintendo, I don't know, Extreme, or I don't know. Something that makes people say, oh wow, they're going with a new angle, they're going with HD, you got my money. Because to be honest, if you release games that people love like Mario, Zelda, all that in an HD, people will buy it. Let me tell you, it would be the top seller because those are the games people knew and grew up with, they know and love. So when you change things like that, and you drop the ball, you rumor that you're going to make an HD console and you just drop it to make another gimmick, basically the same thing as a Wii. You know, because what they did was pretty much copy an iPad thing. Because if I wanted to play on a screen that big, I would play on my iPad. But I wouldn't buy an iPad anyways because it's not the same, you know. It's just, there's no point. I'm not a handheld gamer, you know what I mean? I prefer to watch on the big TV, HD graphics with the best experience, and I can relax and just play with a controller that's easy to get used to. You know, not too bulky or annoying, but light and compact that everyone knows, and familiar controls that just don't change. And that's the thing that Nintendo isn't understanding. If they went with the HD console and released hit games in HD, they would make a killing. But they didn't do that, so we're waiting for the Wii U, which is basically, well, Sony took the idea from Nintendo. Nintendo's taking the idea from Apple with the iPad, because that's pretty much what it is. But it's still motion controls. It's still nothing interesting. So honestly, when I think about it, none of these conferences really caught my eye. But the main thing I liked about the E3 was that I really tuned in for was Mass Effect 3, Gears of War 3, Uncharted 3, and you know, a lot of those exclusives, and maybe the release of the new Halo 4. But the problem is with the new Halo is Bungie's not doing it anymore. That was the reason they were stopping, was because Bungie stopped making their games for the Halo games. So you got a new developer, and so you're like, why? Bungie was a great developer. They made the game that like stole our hearts, and we loved the games for it. Now they're gone. Who do we trust? Like what? A rookie game developer to trust to? Like Halo's a big weight on these people's shoulders. If you don't know what you're doing, you could really upset and disappoint millions of people. That's just my prerogative. But that's it for the conferences. The main reason to tune in. My thoughts, really. But I did try to document all the games that I thought might be of interest. Some of them may not, but I tried to get a list of all the games that were announced at E3. So you got Far Cry 3, God of War Origins, Uncharted 3, the new Sly Cooper game, which people will love, Thieves in Time, Resistance 3, Tomb Raider, Modern Warfare 3, Gears of War 3, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, with Halo 4 as well, Seahawk, Dead Island, which I actually wanted to know more about. So I looked into it, and it's kind of like a cross between Left 4 Dead and Fallout, and that's a sweet combination, so I'll be excited to do that game. Terra, Orcs Must Die, Ninja Gaiden 3, Jurassic Park the game, Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning, Killer Freaks, Call of Juarez, The Cartel, Dark Souls, Prey 2, Warhammer 20k Space Marine, SSX, which I think I might cover because I haven't played a decent SSX game in a while. Last time I played was SSX 3, I think, and it wasn't that good. SSX Tricky still remains to be my favorite SSX game of all time. Walking Dead. Oh, Star Wars The Old Republic, which people were excited for, but unfortunately they didn't make it on a console. I really wish they did, because I'm sure my PC can handle it, but it's a laptop. It's not meant for that. If I were to get a gaming PC, I'd probably get The Old Republic, but a playthrough would be damn near impossible because of its length. So, oh well. And then you've got Final Fantasy 13 Part 2, which I have no interest in, sorry. The new Bioshock game, Bioshock Infinite. And finally, Twisted Metal. And Twisted Metal is a game I'm looking forward to, maybe looking into Bioshock Infinite. I was disappointed with Bioshock 2, but Bioshock 1 was amazing. So if they went back to their Bioshock 1 roots in Bioshock Infinite, you'll have me sold. So hopefully it works. These games, the games I'm really anticipating, really did work out, and they will capture it. But overall, E3 was fairly entertaining. You get to see some new things. The press conferences did kind of disappoint. Like, I mean, I want to see an E3 like they were 4 years ago when the games were just boom, amazing games left, right, and center. No motion control, nothing of that nature. So hopefully next E3 they'll smarten up and they'll release games that make sense. I think Nintendo's still stuck in this whole new motion control aspect, but what are you gonna do? So thanks for watching this very special special E3 2011 edition of Dan's Thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your comments below. Let me know your thoughts. Anything what you thought of E3, anything that disappointed, anything you loved, whatever. So once again, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.